Hey everybody, it's TR, and today I got a review for you of the export version of the Jackson Adrian Smith signature model. And I got it because I like it. Not a super big Maiden fan, can't really play any Maiden songs, as you could tell. But anyways, stay tuned for a good review. As I said, this is the export version. It's affordable. It's like $2,800 for the USA made one. This particular one's $550, but they go for $5 if you can find the plain finished white ones. This has this trans green quilt top. That's why the extra $50. I really like the white one with the black guard and the maple board, and couldn't find one. There was one with the, I think it's Indian Laurel, I guess rosewood, it might be rosewood. Anyways, white pickguard on white guitar, didn't care for. That one was out there. Those go for $5 anyways. So a bargain compared to the like, you know, American version, custom shop or whatever it is. So this is made in Indonesia with made in Indonesia instrument. You can have issues with QC, and I did. This top tuning peg here was lop-eared. I'll show you a picture. I think there was a boo-boo because there's also a little bit of paint missing off it on the back. So I think when it was lined up, it got bumped before the screw holes got drilled. The screw hole was fine. There was only one, but it was in the wrong place, and the tuner was crooked. So I fixed that. I'm going to try and see if I can get a little money out of Sounds for it, because as I told them in my email, this essentially was a blemished guitar. Obviously willing to keep it. I'm going to keep it. I'm committed to keeping it. Don't tell them that. I'm hoping to get some money. Anyways, tuners are okay. They're Jackson branded. They're not the best tuners I've ever used, but they're far from the worst. They work perfectly fine, and considering there's a locking nut, I'm not going to replace them. They're smooth and everything. They just don't quite feel like a super high-end tuner does, but they're good. They're really good. They don't slip. The Floyd, it's Floyd Rose Special, which a lot of guitars in a lower price range will have a Floyd Rose licensed trem, and a lot of those are pretty bad. This is a special. It works. It's top mounted. It's not recessed, and a mod I've done already, I'll show you the picture of. I like my guitars to play the way I want them to play, is I blocked the trem so it's down only. I don't care for floating trems because I like a stiff feel when I bend, and I don't like other strings going out of tune when I bend. And I'm not a big trem user with my style to play, so I really don't pull back at all. I may like hit a dive bomb or something like that. I might do if I've got a trem, but as far as pulling back on it, nah, it's not me. Despite the QC issue, I've read things online, people complaining about the high E string slipping off the board and trying to blame it on the width of the nut. No, it's not the width of the nut, folks. You need to look at your guitar and see if your neck is straight. The neck's crooked, the E could be to the side or whatever. Mine is perfect. I will say this, it came set up perfect. It was floating perfectly level. The string action was right where it should be, although I like it a little lower, so I lowered mine. But it was right where it should be. The neck relief was good. Another bone of contention with this. You like the truss rod adjustment? Can you see it? No, you can't see it because it's in the heel. You got to take the neck off to adjust it. So just so you know, Jackson, this is not 1950 anymore. They have like access, you can get to them and stuff, and they have these cool little wheels and things you can, just so you know. Not a problem for me because I do so much work on my guitars. I've already had this apart. As I said, I started modding it. I put 10s on it. I made it dive only, which meant I needed to adjust the truss rod and set the intonation and lots of things. But as it came, everything was set up perfect, which is very unusual when you order something like this at this price point with a Floyd. Usually they come set up horrible. So whoever did the setup on this, yeah. Well, let's keep moving on. So some of the older ones had a skunk stripe. The newer ones don't. There is supposed to be graphite reinforcement rods inside here, which is why I'm not too bent out of shape about the truss rod adjustment being in the heel. I have another low-end Jackson that I paid $300 for. It's a dinky that has the rods in it, and I just adjusted the truss rod for the first time just this month, and I've owned it for 5 years. So I think the rods make it pretty stable. Back to this board, it does have a compound radius. They say they're jumbo frets. They are wide. They could be, I've seen taller. I was hoping they were going to be big and tall. I mean, they're fine. They're not flat by any means, but I was expecting when it's a jumbo, they were going to be the real tall things that have a scallop feel. Some people doing reviews said that they don't have a scallop feel, but they are wide. They're fast. The radius goes 12 to 16, so it's great for shredding. Oh, hey, what I didn't think to mention, I'm just going to add in here, is it's got a nice rolled edge, the fingerboard, and the edges of the frets are rounded nicely and very smooth. The neck is slim. It's fender wise side to side, but on the back it's flattened, slimmer, faster, which I like. Pickups are okay. That said, I have coming FedEx today a JB. In traditional, the Adrian Smith guitar should have a DiMarzio Super Distortion. I own one and another guitar and stuff. I'm really a JB guy. I like what the JB does for me. You know, I don't know if it's Alnico versus ceramic or what the difference is, but I like the JB. So I'm putting the JB in her. The two neck ones I'm going to leave alone. The neck and bridge, or middle. Yeah, neck and middle, I'm going to leave alone. They're fine. I'm good with them. Actually, I'd have been good with the bridge, but I like this guitar that much that I'm going to do a little extra. So that said, so in the future, I got a couple of CTS pots, maybe a like Mojo tone or whatever, like a vitamin T capacitor, and I have read that this is a box switch. Feels it. I'll replace it with like regular CRL or an Oak Griggs or something like that. But other than that, I mean, I'm impressed for the price point of this instrument, which is why I'm doing the work I'm doing to it, and why I like it so much. And as I mentioned, not like a super big Maiden fan, don't play a lot of Maiden, so why am I getting the Adrian Smith signature? For the same reason I own a PRS Tremonti and Sterling Petrucci and well, yeah, we'll stick with those. That I'm not familiar with any of the music from those guys' bands, but they're nice guitars. I like the guitars. I can go along with, I've got a Jem Jr. and I've got a Rhodes, but that music I do play and like. So, but anyways, that's just me. Now I've got this because it is a really cool guitar. I like it, and I recommend it. I give it a thumbs up.